So yeah, shout out to the gentleman there that just pointed me in the right direction. How to get in here, folks, we've just made it. The P6 came along the road, absolutely amazing. There's a big turnout, even though the Quarry show is actually on the same day as this, and that's the reason. Well, I'm not at the Quarry show this year, folks. I always prefer Glamis Extravaganza. There's so much more to see in the way of like vehicles of all sorts. It's not just tractors and agriculture. So that's why I decided to come here this year for this show, folks. So yeah, it's cool to see a variation of things on this channel, and Glamis Extravaganza is no different. It's like loads of historical vehicles and military vehicles, steam engines. I'm blown away already, and I've just turned up. I can even see there's a cool Honda Civic down there, Type R. That must be in one of the displays. Yeah, let's get going anyway, folks, into this adventure. So another cool thing about Glamis Extravaganza, folks, they've got all these stalls selling bric-a-brac and interesting, unusual little items. There's just all sorts of knick-knacks, and it's cool to have a browse through these stalls. It's amazing what you pick up, little nuggets, hidden little historical things. I actually saw there was a stall with some old military like items, like a mine detector from World War II. Unusual stuff like that. And I'm basically just having a look around this area just now. Look at this, folks, the first rare cool thing I've seen here, the old Whitlock digger. Just check it out. I've not seen one of these for years. And this one's at the Morris Leslie car auctions stall here at the show. This is a 1971 Whitlock 370 digger loader. Wow. Yeah, most commonly we see JCBs and old diggers like that. And the Whitlock was also a company which was making diggers back at that time. Less popular, but still a good digger. I like recording the slightly rarer machines at these shows, the less seen items, and a Whitlock digger is one of those. Scotland the brave, folks. This is amazing, folks. Above the show field here, there's a World War II plane doing like loop-the-loops. It's doing like barrel rolls and stuff like that. You should hear the rip off that. Just think how it sounded in wartime Britain. That sort of noise would have been in the skies quite a lot, quite often. Look at this, folks, this is my first purchase of the show. I just got this second-hand Halford's professional toolkit. So yeah, I use that for my job. This aeroplane's still fleeing around. It must be an absolute incredible view from up there. Look at this, folks, American style hot rod here. Edelbrock engine there, or parts on the engine anyway for sure. What a cool car, folks, check it out. I love stuff like that. Modified, all sorts of old cars in this area. We're in the super old pen, and the scene's up there for like 1911. A Humber. I love to see it, folks. It's just cars from all different times in history. Jags, Austins, Fords, you name it, folks, you can see it in this field. And there's also some rare cars that's featured in like films and things like that. And often at Glamis you also get the odd car that's for sale. And it's quite a good place just to see such a variation. Look at this old Austin Healey, 1958. Cool as anything, folks. And then at this side, look at these units. Austin 6. Also the cool thing with this show, folks, there's often like boards in front of the cars, and it shows you the restoration process that a lot of them's gone through. Look, here's another one which is a bit of a hot rod here. It's actually for sale. 25 grand, folks. Look at this, folks. This Bentley's almost got like a South African kind of vibe to it, and it's a 1953 R-type Bentley, and it's the only one in the world with this body on it.
Again, a reminder, anyone that has a trophy from last year,
at this side we've got the ring, the main ring.
Turned it, can you please
check it out, folks. Honda Civic AK9 Type R 1997. Look at that, it's quite a cool car. I think it's an imported Type R, folks. Super cool. Right, folks, I've just been back to the tractor and now I'm in summer mode. I've just changed the hat and I've gotten rid of the jersey because it's super mild today. Obviously summertime conditions, even though the sun isn't shining, it's still proper humid out here. And now we're joined by the channel botanist out here, folks. I don't know if I mentioned it already in the video, but yeah, basically we're out here walking about the show. There's still folk coming in about the show as well, because I think on the Saturday here at Glamis you can pretty much turn up anytime you want. And then obviously tomorrow there'll be a lot more stuff here at the show. So yeah, we're just making our way around. There's a lot of military vehicles. I'm going to have a more in-depth look at them at some point, either today or tomorrow. And then at this side we've got all the Land Rovers. I'm sure this is where AKR will be parked tomorrow when he gets here to the show. Here we are, folks, classic steam engine. That's what used to get used all across the UK. All the councils and stuff all had steam engines, traction engines, and it was used for everything back in the day, even like farming, forestry. The steam engines was the thing that powered the nation for a long time, before internal combustion engines came on the go. And then look at this one, it's getting fired up on the back of this truck here. This is a cool one. Looks like they take the exhaust off the top of it for transport. We've now kind of come out of this perimeter here of the show. We're at the other side of the fence and we're kind of in the grounds of Glamis Castle. And yeah, we're just making our way around here. There's a lot of motorbikes and stuff here, and we thought we would come out and have a wee look. And also, we'll get a proper look at Glamis Castle if we go further along here. Check out, here's another steamer coming, folks. They move pretty silently, folks, for the size of the machine. It's just cruising along there. Amazing, folks, all the different variation colours of these things. And I love the detail, the paintwork on the old steam engines. That's when things were literally built to last. Proper built machines, and I can actually see there's some over here in front of the castle. I think we should head over to the front of the castle. Yeah, folks, we're going over here. This is an original 1600s Scottish castle, and then over the years it was changed and developed right up to modern day. And it's obviously Glamis Castle, and it's actually, it used to be famous for the royal family. The late Queen's mother, the Queen Mother, back in the day was actually born here at Glamis, and I think Princess Margaret was also born here at Glamis, so there is that royal connection here with Glamis Castle. Just check this out, folks. We've got the old steam engines in front of the grand castle here of Glamis, and you can kind of see the oldest castle in the middle, the square part, and then all these extra bits have been built on over the years. And I believe that massive section at the back was built on in the 1800s. Wow, what a special thing to come around and see these old steam engines in front of the castle. I can see on the castle wall there's loads of old coat of arms and inlays on the stonework. Look at this, folks, the steam engine's firing up. See, to steer they have to whirl that wheel around so much. And then obviously to reverse with a steam engine, you actually reverse the whole engine. The whole engine turns backwards. Wow. What a treat. We're in the shadow of the castle here, folks, and then to see the steam engine, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, folks. If you want to see such crazy things, you can come to Glamis next year. This is the 48th Glamis Extravaganza. Look at this, folks. These are getting positioned for a photographic opportunity here, and this guy must be the main cameraman over here. He's guiding them into position and telling them where to park. And it looks like they've kept the two finest engines here for the photographs. So you can see Glamis, folks. This is the main drive coming in straight to the door of the castle from Glamis village, and that's the road I came down earlier. But look, you can just see it this side. Imagine turning up here at the castle. It's just magic to see. It's almost fairy tale like to see so much vintage equipment around here. I'm just blown away. Check this out, folks. The Quarry Bra stand here is pretty cool because it's got a good variation of equipment. My favourite item here, the 1124 County, but also the big Scania truck there. But look at these rare motorbikes. There's a cool mixture of different bits and pieces in this area. That's a super rare bike. I've never even heard of one of these before. Look at this thing. Check this unit out here, folks. Yeah, I love this County here with double drum winch, and then the blade at the front, most commonly used in the forestry, which is the scene that I am from, folks. From a family of woodcutters and foresters, agricultural scene. You know what it's like, folks. We love tractors on this channel. Now look at this here. This one's got a prize, but you can see why. It looks like the day it came out of the factory. Now look at this thing. This one here is a funny shape. The way the frame's built on this one, it's different to a lot of the other bikes. This is a cool one here as well. I love to see it when they're in that absolutely incredible condition. And check out the truck. I love it because it's got the dogs and stuff airbrushed onto it. Big Scania, folks. And look, the motorbike airbrushed onto the back. So there we go, folks. Shout out Quarry Bra UK. It's one of my favourite stands here at the show, I would say, so far. Just for the county and the cool motorbikes. Here we are, folks. This next stand over has also got motorbikes. Supermotos. Look at this, folks. This is a cool one. A 250R. And then look at the R1. Check out this, folks. This is actually a military motorbike. Still painted in the old green. And look at this, the old vintage BMX. That is cool. That is mad to see. Old rally BMX right there. So there is like individual entries with cars at this show, but also you get a lot of these car clubs which just bring a wide variation of different cars. And there's just, yeah, so many. I'm always blown away. I don't know where to aim the camera. I just record pretty much anything I'm walking past, so it just becomes kind of a jumble of incredible vehicles. Look at this, folks, the old Fiesta. Mark 1 Fiesta, I think it is. It's a Ghia, so it was like top of the range. Check it out, folks. I actually used to have one of these. Mine used to be an H-Reg, but same spec with the big bumpers and the BBS wheels. And these are getting few and far between. Yeah, wow, this is a pretty original looking one. It's in great condition. But these are getting so rare. The Mark II Golf GTI was actually my favourite one. That's when they got everything right. One of the best cars for being a two-door hot hatch. Look at this thing, folks. Ford Escort Mark 1, Mexico. That's super cool. And 1969 it is, but I love the colour of that with the white and black. And then look, we've got some American cars down here. For all the American viewers of the channel, they're a lot rarer in this country to see things like Dodge Vipers or Ford Mustangs. But yeah, wow. Amazing. And then look at these things, Bond Bugs, which are some stylish little cars. Look at this, folks, a Mercedes Unimog. And these things are great for many different operations. All-wheel drive. It would be brilliant anything like this for some of our adventures.
Recently?
Some of the places we end up going. And then look at this, I'm not sure if these are ex-police Land Rovers or they might have just been made to look like police Land Rovers. And then check out this, it's a police lorry which they must have used on if there was incidents or whatever. They would park this up and then control the site from this lorry. And it's an old Bedford. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, 60 feet on fire into a plastic Eurobag. Here he goes! Woo! He's going to get off there. He's going to get off there. He's going to get to where the fire. So check this out, folks. Day one at the show is just about over, and actually the spitters of rain is coming on now. And this is actually the Dundee Museum of Transport right here. And just check it out. I used to actually have a Metro similar to this. Mine was an M-Reg as well. My first ever car was a Metro. It looked the same style as that. And look at this, they've got a cool variation of stuff here. Look at the old fire engine, LDV, in incredible condition. And then look at this one, a Renault, bitty bigger. And then this rescue emergency response as well. So cool to see stuff like this, folks. Today I've just basically videoed a few bits and pieces as I've been going around. Obviously in the next episode it'll be day 2 at the show. We'll be joined by AKR and other folk, and shout out to everybody that's coming in to introduce themselves today. People that say they've been watching the videos. And yeah, it's cool to meet the people on the other side of the camera, the actual viewers of the channel. And then yeah, tomorrow I'm going to have a proper look at the military vehicles and the Land Rovers and such like. Today I've just been kind of having a walk about. It's amazing the amount of people that I see here that I only see probably like once or twice a year. Look at this, folks. This is an absolutely immaculate John Deere 1120 with a Duncan cab on it. The paint job on it is just top notch. And I just love this old Zetter Crystal 8811 in working condition. And then look at this, cool as anything county TW 1184, restored as if it's brand new here, folks. The counties are some of my favourite tractors at the show. And then the old 40s 6610. Cool as anything, folks. Like I say, I'm just basically recording random tractors at the show today. Look at this old Oliver here. This is quite a cool looking thing. Incredible scenes, folks. Here we are, folks, an old Fordson half-track. And I believe the actual hurl you get on it smoother than what you would think. It looks like when you see that it would be quite a rough run, but actually it's proper smooth. And obviously these were used for certain applications to spread the weight of the tractor over a larger area to stop it compacting the ground. And then look at this, a blue Fordson from back in the day. I believe after the war these were made blue. During the war they were green, and before the war they were actually painted yellow, or I believe it was called Harvest Gold. Look at this international crawler as well. We do love the vintage tractors on this channel, folks, and to see this many of them in one place is proper cool. Look at the cab on this one. Looks like it's homemade. But often with the tractors, you're just glad of having a roof. And then the old Field Marshal. I love the sound of these Field Marshals. And I actually got a shot of one at the Quarry show last year. Shout out Geordie for a shot of his Field Marshal. Look at this Ransom's crawler here. It's actually in original condition, which is quite interesting to see. And then of course, BKR's vehicle today, folks, the P6 Major, looking well. And then right next to it, look, we've got this E27N, the petrol paraffin version of this tractor basically. And you can kind of see the difference. The P6 sits higher on the nose with a bigger power unit. And then, like all shows, there's a great display of old Fergies, grey Fergies, all sorts, different shapes and sizes. And quite often the grey Fergies, they're all a slightly different shade of grey. But even when they were new, kind of often they were a slightly different shade of grey from the factory. Look at this, folks, this Davy Brown Crop Master here, 1951. It's actually for sale. And like, you can see the restoration job on the sign there. They've actually done a fair lot of work to it by the looks of things. The great point about the Davy Brown Crop Master, they've got a double seat, so you can actually take a passenger with you as you go for a hurl, which is quite cool. Check it out, folks, it's the fire brigade. Old vintage Land Rover fire engine right there. Look at this thing, folks. This is the type of tractor I wanted. When I was little, I used to always want one of these. Kubota, used most commonly for horticulture. And that's what a lot of this stuff is here. All for gardening and ground care a lot of the time. So there we are, folks. I'm now on the back of the P6 Major and I'm just about heading out of the show. That's been day one of Glamis Extravaganza, and literally I've just recorded little random parts of the show. Tomorrow I'll maybe have more of an in-depth look, and I want to go and look at some of these lorries and some of the vans and some of the military stuff. Today it's been cool just to walk around and yeah, just see so many folk that recognise us or watches the videos. It's cool to connect with the fans like that, and it's so cool I can keep sharing my little adventures here in Scotland, doing different things, not only exploring the abandoned history from all time periods, but also bringing out these historical vehicles for shows like this. And to be in such a cool setting here in the grounds of Glamis Castle, it's just absolutely magic. A genuine Scottish castle, still in its prime, still a current castle. Right, folks, that's me now making my way out of the show field. So yeah, it's so cool, folks, the P6 Major. It's such a rumble off the 6-cylinder unit. Shout out to all the committee and stuff here that's organising the show. Look at all these steam engines at the side. Folks, I'm ending this video here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you for part 2 of Glamis in the next video. I'm way ahead along this road with the P6. It is raining now, folks, but you know how it is. We're out all conditions making these videos possible, folks. Anyway, see you in the next one.